Pearls and Jam, Saturday, November 23rd, 2013. Just visiting. After a very busy Saturday morning clinic, I went back to the ward to visit a dear friend of mine, a Malay College Old Boy Network senior to me by a good 10 years. We did Hajj together in the mid-80s. He dying slowly but definitely of cancer, squamous cell carcinoma of the lung, his left lung riddled with tumor masses and inflammatory fluid. His right lung still cancer-free from the look from the chest X-ray. Myself a week earlier, I thought I was also dying. Funny how little illnesses can change one's perspective to life. And once healthy, back in the groove, you think the world is yours. Today, I'm still groggy and feeling fuzzy in the head with a tinge of that pregnant feeling. But although on the verge of thinking the world is already mine. MashaAllah, this heedlessness, this ghaflah, Astaghfirullah al-Azim. Dr. Nick, Dr. Ashoka has not put up any referral to yet for you to see Yang Mulia Sultan Kahar Budiman. The ward sister muttered politely, reminding me I have no business here. No, sister, I'm just an old friend of Yang Mulia, just visiting. Sultan Kahar Budiman, not his real name, of course. In his days, could have done better than Sammy Davis Jr. and Matt Monroe put together. A karaoke expert, a live wire at dinner gatherings. When I went into his room, he was standing looking breathless, plus, supported by his children and wife on both sides. He was a shadow of himself, half the size. His hands and feet are cold and he appeared ashen, fear sketched on his face. I reorganized his bed, made it more upright, and reconfigured it into a trendy position to prevent body slippage, and with the help of his son, got him back to bed. Standing and getting more anxious would not help his poor oxygenation in the lung. My friend, I know this is difficult times for you. It is difficult breathing for you, but you have to really work on your mind to take away your anxiety and ease this real breathing difficulty. This may work if you try hard enough and sabar. Concentrate on Ya Salam, Ya Salam, Ya Salam, or Ya Latif. Think Astaghfirullah, 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 and do Allah Salawat on the Nabi. This will help you immediately. I am being diplomatic for want of something to say. He needed to be ventilated, but for what? To prolong his agony and give his family a false sense of something being done? His time is up. I can see the futility of it all. I know the score. In a few days' time, or even half a day at the most, or even tonight, Sultan Budiman may go into coma due to respiratory failure. May need to be ventilated artificially, but as long as conscious level is still intact, it is critical at this time to be in continuous remembrance. It eases the pain and the fear. Success is a mind game, as the cliche goes. I would venture further from this. From my perspective, life, and for that matter even death itself, is a mind game. We are in continuous remembrance of him throughout our lives. Inshallah, even near death, we could still remember him. And the difference is tremendous. It could well be Husnul Khatimah and not Sul Khatimah. Remember the whisperer at work. As I sadly walk away from his room towards the cafeteria for a late lunch, my memory was drawn to another near-death incident some 6 years back. Then I had a small piece of TOL land in Cyberjaya. I gave permission for Wak Karman from Indonesia to stay FOC on that land while he and his wife worked on a nearby farm owned by a Chinese farmer. He must have been about half my age, but hardship made him look older. Wak Karman, being ambitious, I think, must have borrowed some money from the infamous Aceh Triad to organize his own farm on some abundant land in nearby Putrajaya. The long and short of it was that his business venture did not work. His farm was okay, but he could not sell his produce fast enough. His childish Tauke friend, who now considered him their rival, just pulled the carpet from under him. Vegetables aplenty, but no market. Wak Karman was a dead duck in a week. Figuratively and literally, his Aceh connection did not take too kindly to this unfulfilled promise. One morning, the village was rife with the news that Wak Karman was found paralyzed from neck downward, sustained after a presumed fall from a rambutan tree. The tree was at the most part only 8 feet tall. In Serdang Hospital, he was diagnosed to have a clear-cut, precise fracture at the C4, C5 vertebrae, and the CT showed clean transection of the spinal cord. From my perspective, a nice place to whack someone really hard from the back with a long wooden thing. It was clear-cut homicide. If he dies, and surely he was going to die. His breathing was labored, his abdomen was distended from retained urine and inability to move his bowel. His young wife knew it, and there was already desus among the small illegal Indon community in Kampung Meranti about potential candidates taking over the vacuum with his impending demise. The desus was not just on the generalities. There was already open discussion on the specifics, whether the new suitor should wait for the 3-month Eddah or whether that was not necessary, since it was common knowledge in the kampung that the couple was having a hard patch for over 4 months already and has not been together. Such is justice and the nature of things operating at this level of illegal communities here, which not many people knew. They are very basic people coming here to earn a morsel here and a morsel there. No time for super specialities and facetiousness of the upper class. Wak Karman was brought home to his Kampung Meranti house to die, and his friends expected him to die fast. Many working days already wasted with them milling around his house. Yasin were read, and prayers had been organized and was still there in bed, unmoving but muttering loudly. Apa ini Tuhan? Apa ini Yasin? Mana ada Tuhan? And now a different kind and rounds of prayers needed to be organized. This must be the local jembalan that had gone into him, they think. Wak Karman was on the whole not religious, as most of them are. Anyway, but this cannot be him, they surmised rather collectively. Several kiais came, and they failed. His friends were getting anxious and exasperated. The Indon's illegals are a superstitious lot, I must say, but they are a close community helping each other in times of need. One night, I took time off from my call and decided to just pay him a visit. His small heart was full of friends, some milling outside, some reading the Yasin, and most staring into space in despondence. There was an air of total despair that I could sense in that small house, dimly lit by the pelita powered by old used cooking palm oil. Wak, I want you to repeat after me. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, he shouted. Then we did the Ali class together. After that, without my guide, he did the azan. MashaAllah. Everything suddenly became so much brighter. I walked into the night, and according to my younger brother, who stayed back for the night vigil, the illegals unanimously voted and conferred me an automatic honorary kiaiship. I did not have to pay any entrance or membership fee. The next evening, Wak Karman died. During his burial, the local police decided to pay a visit at the local cemetery, and all his friends fled, including all the grave diggers, only leaving the poor Imam to read the Talqin. May Wak Karma's soul be among the blessed. Ya Muqallibal Qulub, thabit qalbi ala dinik. Ya Muqallibal Qulub, thabit qalbi ala ta'atik. O the one who changes hearts, firm my heart on your religion. O the one who changes hearts, firm my heart in your obedience. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim.